Joel, thanks for your time today. We were talking before we turned the cameras on about this intersection that agencies are finding themselves at, where they are not all the way through their modernization journeys, but they are attracted to the potential that artificial intelligence poses. How are you advising people to think about bringing this technology into systems where they might not really be ready for it yet from an infrastructure perspective?
Yeah, we're at this critical situation, aren't we? Like, transformative technologies are upon us. What do we do? It feels a little bit like the mobile app conundrum that we hit. All of a sudden, we all needed a mobile app, but we really didn't know how to get there. But there's a different level of the problem with AI, and that is we've been talking about modernization for years and years and years. And some of these applications we're running in these agencies go back not just 10 years, but 30 or 50, right? And they've been running well, but the modernization hasn't occurred yet. There's a lot of refactoring work. There's millions of lines of code. How do we get it done? And the answer, ironically, of we want to get to where we add AI to that application begins with AI helping us refactor that application. So as this technology becomes a critical piece of where we go next, it's also becoming the answer to helping us refactor these legacy components into something more modern to enable the adoption of AI in these applications and ultimately benefit millions of end users.
Your mobile app analogy, I think, is apt because in addition to what you said is how do we get there? A lot of times when that revolution was happening, the question was, what does the app do? And it was less important the app did a particular thing or served the user in some way than it was just that we, the organization, had one. Are you seeing that still with artificial intelligence? We just want to get some? Or is that starting to dissipate somewhat, do you think, in the public sector?
For sure, right? Everybody said this is the shiny object, we got to go after it. But the reality is playtime's over. We are actually moving into a very important stage where the benefits that we realize with AI are becoming the critical output, right? Like, what are we able to do with this? What matters? We're having our fun, right? I can design a song, I can animate myself and have an interview with myself. That sounds great. The reality is the things that are going to really move us forward from an efficiency and a productivity perspective and get us into the point where, hey, we've got checks and balances in place for security. You know, I want to hear things like that. And that's the direction that we're going with AI now. And that's far beyond at least I've got something that says AI. It's becoming the core of our checks and balances, which I think is an important shift.
What are you seeing organizations do that make that leap well and get to really thoughtful analysis of use cases and then really thoughtful execution of delivering on those use cases?
Well, we're seeing lots of use cases, that's for sure. The lists are lengthy and some of the applications are really brilliant, right? We're seeing a lot of time savings where things that we knew were going to be a 7 or 8 year project are now being shrunk down to months. That's fantastic, right? Those kind of things, those are the obvious low-hanging fruit. I think what we're starting to look at now is, okay, we've got the baselines. We understand what we can do. What haven't we been thinking about that we can do next? And so one example of this, I think, is when in the world of cybersecurity, we used to have a lot of time to remediate a threat. You know, something would pop up in software and it'd be, wow, we've got a few weeks here that we can probably wait to patch something, or maybe we've got 30 days before that threat really comes to fruition. We're seeing AI deployed on the malevolent side, trying to get within 15 minutes an exploit of your vulnerabilities now, right? It's disclosed. That window has shrunk. To me, that's the next level application of AI is how do we proactively or at least immediately reactively leverage something like AI to keep us safe, right? Those kind of things I think are what are top of mind now and some of the things that are really going to make a difference before we get into more casual use cases again.
Joel, it's great to have you on the show. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you very much.